Welcome to episode 14 of the Tech Check. Before we begin, here's a word from our sponsor.
Today's sponsor is Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. It has creation tools that allows you to create and edit podcasts right from your phone or computer. Anchor also distributes your podcast for you on multiple platforms such as Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You can make money with no minimum listenership, and everything is in one place to create a podcast. Download Anchor on the App Store or Play Store, or you can go to anchor.fm to create your podcast today.
All right, guys, welcome back to episode 14 of the Tech Check. Today we have AJ MacIsaac as our guest. So, AJ, what are you going to talk about with us today?
We are going to talk about the history of the iPhones and all the cool stuff that the iPhones have.
Cool. All right, so what are some the biggest iPhone changes that have happened over time, in your opinion?
Over the past couple decades, obviously the development of the touchscreen, because that's kind of the entire point. Well, the entire original marketing point of the iPhone 2G. So that's massive.
Yeah, that's definitely probably the biggest. I know the iPhone 3G then introduced the GPS, but obviously touchscreen is I would say undoubtedly the biggest.
Well, yeah, it's because it's what makes the iPhone.
That's literally what makes iPhones good. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, but what do you guys think would be the next biggest?
There is a couple. I mean, personally, one that I think was pretty big was during the iPhone 5S when the development of what is it called? The integration of LTE, because the iPhone 5, well, it was the iPhone 5 actually, not 5S, but the iPhone 5 did have, it was a really good phone because Retina display, the works, and all that sort of good stuff. But the thing is, it didn't have the network speed to, keep up with that until it got access to LTE. So I think with the amazing display and everything, it only the iPhone actually only became valuable when it comes to actual network speed after it got LTE. So I feel like that's one of the biggest changes.
Yeah, I agree that that's probably one of the bigger changes. But I think if you were to argue what the second biggest change would be, it's probably the front camera on the iPhone 4, right? Because, selfies became a huge thing when having a phone. There's even some products that sell selfie sticks. So selfies are extremely huge.
Open camera phone.
Yeah, so I feel like that's probably number 2 of the biggest game-changing addition to the iPhone.
I think
low-key didn't know the OG iPhone didn't have a front-facing camera. So
you agree with me?
Yeah, actually probably the front-facing camera is massive.
Yeah, I mean
because imagine where social media would be without the front-facing camera.
Yeah, I don't know what Snapchat will look like.
What do you mean? You just use Snapchat with the back-facing camera.
Yeah, but would you have the back-facing camera just look at you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Imagine doing that though. Imagine doing that.
I mean, lots of effort, and you can't even see yourself in the screen, so you don't know how the picture's going to come out. Lots of guessing, and it's going to become a hassle to take actual selfies. So.
But hey, we have the front camera, no problem.
Yeah, no problem with that. Yeah, I mean,
I have to disagree with you guys on the front-facing camera. I would have to say the second biggest change would be the different storage options. And you can upgrade your storage. That's just a huge thing because some people don't need that much storage. Some people do. And before they were putting everything up into the cloud, it was good to have a lot of storage and the different storage options.
Yeah, I mean, storage probably one of the most important things on phones, just because a lot of people take up a lot of storage with pictures and videos and stuff like that. So I think yeah, storage probably something we oversaw on considering some of the big like changes in iPhone evolution.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting to see like the evolution of storage because I mean, the iPhone 2G, I believe, had like a base storage of 4 GB. And then now, if you look at like the iPhone 11 Pro, I think the base storage is like 64 GB. That's kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Think about how much iPhone changed over the years.
So what about Siri? What do you guys think about Siri? Do you think it was like a game-changing thing introduced to the iPhones, or was it just like not?
I mean, as an iPhone user, honestly, I don't use Siri that much. Like, I only use it like every now and then. And the
Mm-hmm.
only thing I would ask Siri is like, "What's the weather tomorrow?" Like, I
Right.
wouldn't ask literally anything else to Siri.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not gonna say that it wasn't a game changer because I feel like after Siri, a bunch of voice recognition softwares came after that. Like I feel like,
Uh-huh.
like you wouldn't hear about like Alexa or Cortana or like the OK Google and stuff like that. I guess if it weren't for Siri.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's probably more game-changing in like voice assistants rather
Yeah,
than just in iPhones in general. Because like I don't know people that really use Siri on the regular.
yeah. I don't know anyone that uses Siri. It's just cool to have, but like I don't know what I honestly even like use it for, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean Siri's cool, I guess. But yeah, it's not I wouldn't say it's that useful. What are your thoughts about like the iPhone 3G and then that having like voice recording? Do you guys think that'd probably be like number 3 or number 4 of the biggest
Um,
game changing?
voice recording, I don't know. Like I feel like I feel like it's another gimmick like Siri that only like certain people use, like not a whole lot of people. Like I never used to really use like wait, are you talking wait, voice recording or video recording?
Video recording, my bad.
Oh, okay, sorry. I
Yeah,
thought
video
you
recording,
said
yeah.
voice recording. Yeah, no, no,
No,
never
yeah.
mind. Video
Yeah.
recording, video recording is is pretty big.
Yeah, yeah, I wouldn't agree. I wouldn't think voice recording is I don't use voice
Yeah,
memos on my phone that much.
yeah.
I mean, I think the last time I ever used it was just for like a school project, but like I would literally never use it. Like honestly, on my phone, the only thing I use is social media, iMessage, and like that's kind of it. And then maybe like sports apps and stuff like that. And then obviously, mobile games,
Mm-hmm.
Clash of Clans, can't stop the grind.
Of course.
It's gonna be cool because like now the iPhone originally like it wasn't thought of as a gaming system, and then in the future, like I know ever since Fortnite came on the iPhone, I feel like more like yeah, I think COD Mobile became a thing, and then PUBG was also like a thing.
PUBG was there
That was
before.
before, right? That was
Yeah.
before Fortnite. But I feel like Fortnite made like mobile games popular. I guess. I mean, like
Nah.
Clash of Clans was already like super
Mobile
popular.
games were a lot popular long before
Yeah, way
Fortnite.
before
Yeah, that's
Fortnite.
true. But like I feel like those games that were popular on mobile weren't really you couldn't play those games on consoles, could you?
I mean, I guess, I guess, but
Like you wouldn't play
Mobile
like
games are
Clash of
mobile games.
Clans on a PS4.
like,
Okay, mobile games work differently though. That you play them for like 10 minutes, come
Yeah, that's true.
leave a game for like a solid 4 to 5 hours, come back, play for 10 minutes. It's that sort of game, and I don't really feel like I can't really say that Fortnite really changed the gaming industry on the phone. So, and
yeah,
I'm not sure really how big that was for phones in general.
I
No,
mean,
nobody
like think
buys a
about it though.
phone
Like
for the games.
remember how like the iPhone just like took away Fortnite from the Apple store and like how Fortnite was removed from I don't know the exact number. I think it's estimated it's a couple million for sure.
mm-hmm.
I'm not I think it's a billion, but like I don't want to give it like that bad of a guess. So I'm basically Fortnite was removed on a ton of devices, and they had that free Fortnite
Yeah,
chant and
pretty
stuff,
Fortnite.
right? So like they were so obviously like Fortnite coming on the phone, like even though I mean none of us play Fortnite on our phones, I think it's still popular like worldwide. Cuz like not everyone would be able to afford a PS4 or like a PC, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that Fortnite, like which is a pretty big console game, came on like the phone and to like an iPhone or like any phone, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, it's pretty big.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't
Yeah,
know
but
if it's I
yeah.
don't know if it's like game changing for iPhones though, because they came on like other phones too.
Yeah, that's true. It isn't game changing for iPhones, but just something cool.
Yeah,
I mean,
low-key,
probably help out Asia's point
I was
earlier.
low-key wondering where we were going with that because
Yeah, that's
that
true.
had nothing to do with iPhones.
Yeah, I don't know, just something on the side. All
Food for
right.
thought.
So, I mean, do you guys think that there's something that Apple could add to their hardware that would make it much better rather than like, a fourth camera or like marginal specs in like, I guess, storage and stuff?
They should improve their battery health and
Oh,
Yeah,
yes,
how much it
yes,
lasts.
look at Samsung
yes,
for that.
Samsung.
They
yes.
their batteries don't last that long if you're, say, we were talking about mobile gaming. If you play like Fortnite or something, or like Minecraft, the battery's gonna get drained so quickly,
Mm-hmm.
and it also hurts the actual health of the battery. I got a iPhone 10s a year and a half ago,
Mm-hmm.
and my battery only charges to a maximum of 84%.
Really?
Yeah, so the battery health is not that good. And you see Samsung, they got like the reverse charging that you can do on some of their newer phones.
Yeah.
Apple said they were going to do it. The iPhone 11 Pro was rumored to have the capability of doing it, but they didn't put the software for it. So
Uh,
I think that is an area where they could definitely improve their iPhones.
yeah, definitely. I mean, battery life, it's like pretty important in the long term because like also like replacing your battery, especially through Apple, is pretty costly. So
Yeah,
it's just like it's just not worth, having that much like minimal battery life. It should be something that Apple should really work on their phones.
Yeah. I heard that there was like a rumor going around that like Apple would sort of purposely try to like hurt your battery in a sense, so like you'd want to buy like a new iPhone. I don't know. This is just a rumor,
Yeah,
but
no, I think that was true because like people were like getting really angry with like Apple and like Apple like they put like a statement out saying that they wouldn't like do that again or something like that. I
oh, so
think
they actually
I
like did it before?
I think yeah, I think so, yeah.
I think it was something
Wow.
along the lines of newer software,
Yeah.
like newer iOS not being supported that well on older phones, forcing people to switch up or something along those lines. I'm not sure if it was entirely some
No, I think that was a
they
different
purposely
problem.
depleted
Cause like,
battery life,
cause
but
like people are complaining that Apple was like making the batteries in a way so that like they wouldn't last for long on purpose, so that people would have to replace their batteries through Apple. Cause like
yeah,
the way that Apple like builds their devices, they try to make it so you have to go through Apple to fix it, and then they charge a ton of money for it.
yeah.
I mean, I don't really remember if it was like completely true or not, but that's what I like heard when any of the whole thing was going on.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of crazy how they're doing that. How they did that. I mean, it's kind of selfish in a sense.
Hmm.
I mean, I can't really blame them if you look at it in the end. They
Yeah,
still
that's
are a
true.
company, so I mean, I'm not
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
the most surprised. But um, the point still stands that they need to get their you know battery game working.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, do you guys think there's like anything else that Apple should add, I guess, to their hardware besides obviously just the battery? Does that any
I
ideas?
think they should kind of ease up a bit on the security of like their
Oh yeah, on the
OS
App
because
Store, right?
just like in their OS in general, cause like sometimes when people are trying to like if they have like downloaded music on their computer or whatever and they want to put it on their like iPhone, it's just like really weird to put it on because like sometimes like if you airdrop it onto your iPhone, it goes into your files and you have to play the song through your files like app instead of your music app, which can get really annoying. And you can only like put it in your music app if you actually drag it through like iTunes if you plug in your iPhone. And there's like I don't know, it's just like I feel like they should ease up a bit on the security. I mean, that's just a personal thing for me. I guess I don't see really a ton of people agreeing with me there because I mean people tend to buy Apple because of like the smooth interface and just better
Yeah.
protection on the OS, but I don't know, it's something that I prefer.
Yeah. What are you guys' thoughts on like I know virtual reality is gonna become like a big thing in the future. And I
Hmm.
know like a lot of iPhones will probably have movies that are like specifically, I guess, made to be put in a VR headset. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think Apple should maybe try like I don't know, maybe adding like an extension display to their phone or something to make it look more cinematic?
I mean, all they have to do is get something like Samsung VR or like, get like
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
called like Apple VR and just put your phone inside and you can
Yeah,
watch the
I mean you
movie.
could. I mean you could, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, then they're literally just monopolizing the whole market. Now they're into like, VR tech.
Yeah, Apple's crazy. I mean, do you hear how like did you hear how much money the company's valued at?
They're valued at like 300. I don't know if this is right, but I think it's like 300 trillion or something.
Yeah, I heard it's like more than some countries.
Yeah, it's more than like Spain.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
It's valued more than the entire country of Spain. I mean,
So
that's just
Apple
Apple.
could literally trade itself for Spain.
Yes. I mean, that's
Oh
not
my
really
god.
iPhones, but I mean, that's Apple.
Yeah, I know.
So,
That's
what do you
crazy.
think about like 5G on iPhones? Wait, like, I know Vinay has an iPhone. AJ, you have an iPhone too, right?
I do.
Wait, do you have like the newer one?
I have the iPhone 10s.
That's
10s.
pretty new.
That does that support 5G or no?
It doesn't.
Doesn't, yeah. It's just the iPhone 11s, right? Or
Wait, so the XS didn't make the cut?
I don't
No.
think so. That came up before I think the towers are being built or something.
Oh.
Yeah, they've put up a lot of 5G capable towers in the past year.
Hmm.
Um,
When
so
will it be like introduced, I guess?
yeah, I would assume it'd be pretty soon if they haven't already started. They're probably pretty much done with their testing phases and everything.
Yeah, I think the next line of phone like iPhones or like really all phones in general might be coming out with 5G. Because I mean we have the towers up and ready and everything. And all we have to do is just release or like all the companies have to do is just release the phones to support, like 5G connections. But I believe the next line of iPhones is going to support 5G.
I think current iPhone 11s will, right?
Yeah, I think so.
How would that work? Would they just be like a software update and then like bam, you have 5G?
I mean, I
Pretty
don't
much.
I think it's mostly just hardware stuff because like they probably already have like the software because there's not too much software I feel like for 5G connectivity. It's just really if if the hardware can connect to the specific bandwidth of 5G. Because like I know like my phone, even though like mine's a Samsung, but like my phone connects to like a sort of pseudo 5G called like 5GE, where it's basically just 4G but slightly faster. But I think, but like the only reason I'm bringing that up is because I think that like iPhone 11s definitely could support 5G.
I just looked it up and it looks like the iPhone 11 and like all Apple's current phones won't support 5G.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
Yeah, so then it's probably the next line.
Yeah, it's definitely the next line. I mean, it
Yeah,
has
the
to. Yeah.
12s.
Dang, that's annoying because I just bought the 11 like a few months ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I bought it during like Christmas, I think.
Yeah. I mean, then again, you have to change your whole like phone plan and everything, so
Yeah, I would not
might
want
have
to
to
do that.
upgrade it to like
I don't
5G.
know. Will five? I don't know how big. I mean, do you think 5G will be like a huge difference? I guess.
I feel like that could be its whole own topic, but in a short,
Yeah.
brief statement, it's going to be significantly better than 4G, especially with
Yeah.
the tests that have been run. I think it was what, like 10 times faster?
Jeez.
Yeah, no, 5G, the bandwidth of 5G is massive.
Yeah. I mean
Jeez.
that there's a lot to talk about 5G, so I
Yeah. Save that
just
for another episode.
little.
All right. Yeah. There's rumors that like iPhones in the future will have like a 3D camera, which would be kind of cool.
I don't see why you would invest in that.
Wait, what do you mean by
Yeah.
3D camera?
I don't know. I mean, like I've read this news article and I heard that like the iPhone 12, like these are rumors by the way, like nothing is completely confirmed, but like
Right.
um I think like these rumors are sort of created by people who would make like iPhone 12 cases,
Hmm.
but basically the iPhone 12 is supposed to be like super small, almost as small as the original iPhone and should support like a 3D camera, but I'm not really sure what they
I
meant by
don't
that.
I don't see it no.
I don't see the size going down, but 3D, like what's the 3D?
Like a
Did they say what the
hologram?
3D camera is supposed to do?
I think a hologram, but like I don't
Hologram?
know.
I don't
Yeah.
see why
So
they would invest in that.
Like
Yeah, I don't
like
know. Like
like
I don't know.
Hydrogen One's like phone, like that hologram?
I'm not sure, but like I believe it's a hologram. I'm not 100% sure, but like then again, Apple literally tossed another camera on their phone, so I'm
Yeah,
not
I
too
Everyone's been
surprised if
tossing
they would
extra
do that.
cameras on their phone.
I
Yeah,
think by
but
3D
like
camera, I think it
why,
was
right? Like why would you want to invest in another camera? I guess you know.
I think they
You
mean
don't
just
you
better
don't
off.
invest in the camera. You're investing in the phone that utilizes different cameras for different purposes. Like
I
for
mean, you're
my
still
phone, I have
investing
an
in the
I
camera in that sense.
huh?
You're still investing in the camera
Yeah,
in
you're
that
still
sense.
investing in the
Yeah, I mean
camera.
that's true, but they all serve different purposes. At
Yeah.
least that's the point I'm trying to make. You can't really go from, oh, you have different cameras. One of them's for extreme zoom, one of them's for focus, for like macro focus or something like that, and
Hmm.
then go ahead and say they're probably going to move to hologram technology after this. If they were going to hologram technology, there would have been some form of leak or some form of new some type of news on it already. So I
Yeah, because
don't see.
Hydrogen Ones, when they were making their phone, they kind of made like this like sort of hologram feeling sort of camera on their back. Or like not really a camera, it's more like, oh, I don't want to call it display, I guess like kind of a
A
display or camera or
projector.
whatever. Kind of, yeah. Basically,
Hmm,
everything looked like holographic,
that would be cool.
and I
Like
mean
a
it's already
projector on
released.
your phone.
It was, oh yeah, yeah. Projector on your phone would be cool. But anyways, like the Hydrogen One, when it was coming out, like there were a ton of leaks on that. So I think, yeah, I agree with Niraj that there'd be a ton of leaks on it. But
uh,
for, oh yeah,
I know that they put a LiDAR scanner on the new iPad Pros, and it basically does a bunch of 3D stuff.
mm-hmm.
Um, so that might be something they will put on the iPhone if they do.
Like
Um,
augmented stuff,
yeah,
augmented
it's
reality.
basically augmented reality, but it's like really accurate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's what they mean by 3D camera, because like
Yeah,
they already introduced
augmented
their
reality
augmented
is much more
reality.
likely.
They already introduced their augmented reality with like the animojis with the iPhone 10, and
Yeah.
and I think they're just gonna like further improve that with the 3D camera. And I don't think I think people will still buy the phone because there's apps like Snapchat that use augmented reality a lot, like like those filters,
Yeah.
like the
Yeah, with the
Bitmojis, like
Bitmojis.
dancing
Yeah.
around or whatever. Yeah.
Is
So
Pokemon Go augmented reality? I'm not sure.
it
Yes.
is.
Okay.
So I mean, games like that could face like really good serious improvement, and I feel like a lot of apps could utilize on 3D camera. like technology. Also like on the iPhone 10, like the augmented reality allowed people to like measure things just with their camera,
Oh yeah,
and
the Measure app.
yeah, the measurements were like pretty accurate.
Yeah, they're fairly accurate. They're not as bad as I originally thought, I guess.
Hmm.
They're better now.
And like I can compare it to like my phone because like I have an app that does that too,
Mhm.
and it's like you have to put in information as to like how far you're standing away from the
Wait, then what's the
object you're
point of like the
measuring.
Measure app then?
Exactly. So it's like it's just like weird. So it's just like, I mean, don't I have to measure how far I'm standing away from the
Yeah, isn't that the point?
object? But I mean, that just kind of shows how like 3D cameras could really improve the overall usage of the iPhone.
Yeah, especially if augmented reality actually becomes accurate. If
Hmm.
we're talking about measure apps and stuff, if it actually becomes accurate, then I mean, like Bob said, it would be stupid useful for a ton of stuff, especially from a distance. So
Yeah. I think Google Maps is also using augmented reality. They they released something like an update. It was like a while ago, but like where when you were walking around and you were using like Google Maps to like get somewhere, especially like when you're walking, you could like turn on your camera and like scan the surroundings,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
it would tell you exactly where you are based on that, and then it would give you
Yeah.
directions from there to wherever you want to go.
Yeah, I remember seeing that somewhere.
Yeah, I used that a couple of times when I was just walking around Boston because I was like, why
Hey,
not? And
Mhm.
it was and like even though my phone didn't have like any of that like Apple's like augmented reality tech, it was working pretty fine. It was pretty buggy, but it was generally fine. But that's another thing that 3D cameras could really utilize upon.
um, when I made another point earlier about the whole hologram idea stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and he mentioned something about the iPhone getting smaller and the iPhone 12 being smaller.
Mm-hmm.
If we were to how would you guys consider that if we were to separate it from the idea of the whole projector or hologram technology or augmented reality sort of thing?
So basically, like our thoughts on like the iPhone 12 size.
Yeah,
Um, I doubt it. I doubt it's gonna be as small as the original iPhone.
yeah. All right, that's what I was thinking.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's a possibility. I mean, like Apple does a ton of radical things. Like I never would have thought they would just toss on another camera after two. And I mean, like there was a ton of rumors for a while. So like, I mean, at the end of the day, they are rumors. So none of this. I mean, you don't know if this could be true or not. But
I mean, I don't know, because Apple has been following a pretty
they've been getting
reliable
bigger.
trend
They've just
of,
been getting bigger.
yeah, of getting bigger. And like that's what like iPhones are really known for right now. When you look at iPhone evolution, that like one of the main things is that they get bigger. That's that's the immediate difference you see between like an older gen
Yeah.
iPhone and a newer gen iPhone. That's the
But
first.
the thing about the iPhone 12 is that like the rumors sort of mentioned. I just looked it up right now. The it seems like there'll be like three versions of the iPhone 12.
Yeah.
One will be like super small, which is like almost the size of like a normal like the first iPhone. Then there'll be one that's super big, which is like basically the size of the iPhone 11 Pro, but like a tad bit bigger. And
Hmm.
then there's one which is supposed to be like the exact same size of the iPhone 11.
What about you, AJ? Do you think it's gonna be as small as like the original iPhone?
It's supposed to be close to that size. That's a rumor, but
I
I mean, I don't
I
know.
don't think it will because the original iPhone was tiny. It was
Yeah.
really small. And I think all of the components that Apple's been putting into the internals of their phone, I don't think it would fit, especially we're going into, it seems, 2020 iPhone was supposed to be this huge upgrade
Hmm.
of different hardware and all these new features. And I don't think they'd be able to fit it in um, a small iPhone.
Not only that, but it'd be really underwhelming too. All the hype for a new iPhone, and then you just see this a tiny little phone sitting in front of you. I mean, on a just from a marketing-ish sort of standpoint, it just wouldn't feel right. So I I don't see it happening.
I mean, if they if they do pull it off, I want to see the benchmarks of that phone if they pull it off. I'm very curious as to what the benchmarks would look like because it would be pretty insane if they do it.
Make a small iPhone?
Yeah, with like the iPhone 12 being as small as the original iPhone, that would be pretty
Yeah.
insane.
I mean, if they're able to miniaturize their tech that much, that might be actually revolutionary.
Yeah. So I want to see the benchmark test if that actually like ends up happening. Or you got anything else about big game changing stuff about iPhones?
I don't think I have anything else. Do you guys have anything you want to talk about before we end it off?
Um,
Uh,
I mean,
I would.
there's some stuff, some small stuff about current stuff that's come out that's pretty big. For like, it's not recent, but uh, better screen technology and screen displays with the iPhone X/10, whatever you call it. Um, that was pretty big, and the whole the new iOS and how it's becoming more modular and that you can customize it to make it more your own, kind of a bit like the Android platform.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I just wanted to just throw those in there for big things that are happening for the iPhone.
True.
So
What about you, AJ? I think you had something to
Yeah,
say.
I was gonna kind of say what you're also talking about,
Mm-hmm.
and how like the past few years, you look back at the iPhone 10, how they changed to Face ID, and how the iPhone has really changed a lot, and there's a lot of very good and new technology in the past 10 years. So I just want to see like what's going to happen in the next 10 years, and maybe I'll come back in 10 years on this podcast and we'll talk about the last 10 years, and
Every decade,
that'd be
like
low key hype.
iPhone update.
exactly, yeah. And just the hype with the new iOS, iOS 14.
Mm-hmm.
I was testing it out with the beta, and there's some really cool stuff that they've put in it. And we talked mostly about hardware and stuff today, but there's a lot of good software updates that have been pretty revolutionary.
Mm-hmm. All right. I mean, I guess that's it from us. I mean, thank you to AJ, for showing up on our podcast. I think AJ, you have a podcast of your own, right?
I do.
Quick plug.
So
Tell us
a
about it.
quick shameless plug in there. Uh, so I would assume you guys like podcasts if you're listening to this one. So go check out my podcast with a couple of my friends. It's called Tales of the Trails, and it's a bunch of outdoors and camping, and with a little bit of Boy Scouts in there. Even if you're not into all of that stuff, we just tell some really funny, and good stories, and it's just I would assume and I would hope that it's a blast to listen to.
Hmm. Yeah, I've checked out a couple episodes. They're pretty entertaining. So, I'd recommend all our viewers to check out, Tales of the Trails as well. It's a cool podcast.
Yeah, and I would just also say thank you guys for having me on here.
No
Oh, our
problem, AJ.
pleasure.
All right. Well, I guess
That's
that
it from us.
yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah, like I just said, we skipped on a lot of software stuff. So if there's stuff you want to talk about in terms of software, hit us up on the guest speaker list or comment on wherever you are listening to this if you can comment. Um, in the end, stay safe, wear a mask. Uh, thanks for listening, and stay tuned for the next one.